Hi, everyone. How are you? This is Ellen Marie Francisco coming in to talk about the November moon, super moon, giant moon. I'm unwrapping a mystical moments deck. I use this deck all the time, but I use it so much. It swells and the coatings come off and the corners get jammed. You know what? It's one of the brightest moons of the year, and it also can be bringing revelations that you've never had access to before. You know how you know something that you don't know and suddenly you know it? You didn't know you didn't know it? That kind of stuff. So we're going to do this moon. I'm going to pull a few cards to see what's going on with us, what we need to be aware of. Okay, here we go. Let's see. You know, we came into November with the devil, and it's pretty still intense energies. All right, well, good. At least we're coming in with the 7. There's more help when the heavens start to show up in the 7s. Yeah. And the 7 of Wands, I believe that it has a lot to do with our own personalities and the way we use our personality structure for our soul's benefit, or how our soul uses our personality for life goals, you know, like contract goals that are spiritually based. I think it's a good sign. 7 is here. It's like the bust out moment. So if you feel like you've had the shackles on, if you feel like you've been imprisoned and subjugated or held back or any of that, this is the month where we can finally just go, that's it. I'm going to exercise whatever will I have that's divine. This does tie into divine will. This isn't as much as a free-for-all ego, you know, maniac driven, I'm going to get what I want influence. Not at all. So overall in the collective, we do want our breakthrough moment. We do want, and we want to do it with love, right? Like, look at the tattoos. It's kind of sweet the way this guy's all tough looking. And isn't that the truth, right? A lot of people put up their exteriors with the veneer of, you know, their own, whatever their own idea of safety is. And I think that we're a little more willing to be vulnerable. Like for some of us that have grown in our strengths in these last few months, you know, working with the influences of the universal energies constantly coming at us. You know, if it doesn't wear you out and talk you out of your whole journey altogether, it it brings in a resilience. You know, it's almost like your resilience has been growing these last couple of months, and suddenly there's a new strength and new resources available to you, and you're able to just, you know, move and swim through it, jump through it, however you want to look at it, break through it. I think I remember thinking that we were going to have some breakthrough moments in November. So if this is how we're starting the moon, maybe we needed the full moon to just come into its ripe beauty to help us expand and bulge through our limitations, you know, like we're busting out of the seams a little bit. Yeah, well, that's a good way to start. I'm not as worried for us now. Am I worried at all? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Because I feel people are really, you know, we're working on really core issues right now. It's not, even though we're talking about what veneer are you showing the world, you know, there's a core issue going on underneath that, whether people are picking up on it or not. And anyway, the subtle energies of the universe are such that, you know, you can't really control what other people pick up on you, right? Just because you think you're holding it all in doesn't mean they see right through it. So, you know, just anyway, we're working with more vulnerability this moon cycle, and so I would dare you to be more vulnerable, less defensive, more vulnerable, more honest, more in the moment with, hey, this is where I am, this is where I'm now. More I statements, fewer you say you this and you that and you. If that's how you're starting your conversations with people, then you're already in the wrong dynamic for this moon cycle. It's more like, okay, here's where I am, here's what I need, here's where I feel I need this for myself. Okay? That's how I'm seeing it or feeling it or hearing it. I guess all of the above. And the Six of Wands is, I like this cards too. So both of these are Wands cards crossing here with the seven. The wands, I do believe it is about our personality. It can be about our enterprises and our businesses, definitely, but I am doing a collective reading for the moon. So I'm going to say this is about us and what we're doing. The Six of Wands to me feels both like a little short getaway. Let's get out of here on a spontaneous trip. Let's go do something family oriented with the family or meet the family there. It usually is like some kind of travel to me a lot of times, but it's also your ability to travel in time. It can be a bit of a time travel, third eye juncture point where you're going out into your future to see what is blooming, where are the possibilities for the bloom in the future. A lot of us do that. A lot of us do our own time travel at night or during the day, and our other dimensional selves bring us this kind of information. So you're going on some kind of a journey, or the journey is finding you, and you're along for the ride. So third eye development would be very big during this moon. It would be like this giant cyclops of awareness sort of opening up around you. Could be intimidating if you're not ready for it. So it'd be weird if you're not willing to be vulnerable and just go, wow, I feel so strange today, and share it around. So I do also think that, less hold back, they're telling me, where you're always playing it safe with everything. Dare yourself to reveal a little bit more this month and see if it works for your benefit, or at least tone yourself. Hey, when I'm vulnerable this month, let it be in the right circles so I can be supported in this new growth in my heart. Yeah, like that. All right. So the other thing, the value system is changing here. Something, what do we value and why do we value it? So you may be going back to things that you valued before, and now you're like, all right, I'm making that a priority. It's a bust out moment. Let's do this. Could be like that. Yep, could be like that. Oh, and then underneath us is judgment. So what does judgment do? It can really mess with our brain. Our brain can become very judgmental because we're insecure. And if we're fighting our vulnerability, we'd be like, I'm going to be the tough guy. I know what's going on. Well, you could drive yourself crazy in your brain because you actually don't. And this is a moment where you're actually, it's more of a spiritual month. It's not a material world month. It's a spiritual month with this moon. So don't harshly judge anything right now. Be open-minded. What if I'm wrong? What if I judge this wrong? You trust me, you always learn more about things as you go through life. So if you're hardened about what it needs to be right now or what it needs to look like right now, you could be cutting off your nose to spite your face and choking off some really good information. So no judgment. Just go, thank you for showing me that. Thank you. I don't know what to do with that yet. I'll work with it later. Let spirit guide you with what to do with the information hitting you right now. So if you're becoming judgmental, that's where you need to stop, take a step back and go, where's my heart in all of this? And where is my faith? Okay, and this also to me can bring in a lot of celestials for some reason. I always see this. If you have an interest in the celestial teams helping you, you have an inroad to a lot of help during this moon. And I can literally just see this whole trail of hand holding celestials dancing around our planet. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I would, prayer could work. Prayer could work. If the spirits are more involved in us or more available to us because of some of these other influences hitting, then great opportunity to develop your spirit guide relationships and things like that. You could have breakthrough. That's the truth. You could have the breakthrough moments with your spirituality, as a matter of fact. You know what? That's a really good point. Because all of these, I mean, this can be family and values, but it is to me, it's a third eye card. It's just astral possibilities. I guess I can never get away from that with this for some reason. Okay, so this is a spiritual, we're living in spiritual worlds, in physical worlds. What else is coming? Oh, the chariot. Yeah, what is this? I remember I talked about human will and how much ego will you might be exercising, and then there's God will, spirit will. So you know what? Don't judge where is moving you right now, because the momentum of the universe is you're getting moved and poised into position for some of the most important divine destiny moments you've got charted for yourself, right? Like we all come in with individual goals, and as much as you think you've got to be worried about everybody else's, the might that comes through you to be you in this world, you get a lot of help this month. And the chariot will take us on a ride. It is a direction. If you can work with your solar plexus this month and go, thy will be done, my divine will be done, things like that, tune into, well, what is my divine will? If you had to put it down, is it your creative arts? Is it the way you manage people? Like where does your secret sauce come from? Usually the spirits, right? Like divine will move us towards that, or help us move into situations where we can reveal and unveil. So it's quite possible that this moon will bring us a whole lot more certainty about where we really are going. What journey do we need to go on to get on the journey with the spiritual supports and responsibilities that you have? It feels like we have to be very spiritually responsible right now. So I would not go against your gut. This is definitely not a moon cycle to go against your own intuition. I never think you should anyway, but they're telling me like this is not. If this were the month where you need to get it right, this would be a good one to give yourself the best chance possible. I'm gonna try my tea, see if it's too. Okay, perfect. All right, hanging over our heads. Oh my goodness. Well, the lovers. Well, that's promising, isn't it? So I would say what brings the love? Your willingness to be your divine love, right? It takes your action and your commitment to yourself in a lot of ways to bring in the best love for you. And with the lovers hanging over our head, if you're single, you've managed to bury the hatchet with yourself in some ways, or you've managed to forgive yourself, or you're working through acceptance and surrender in levels that you're not used to, you may not be comfortable with, but it's happening nonetheless. If you're in coupling relationships, you're going to see that you do have the possibility for growth here and expansion, and when I'm seeing how they're showing me this energy, a lot of us, I guess, are going to have the opportunity to sink deeper into our energetic systems. So, where we might not have had access to our heart before, suddenly we're like, oh, look at my heart. Here it is in the grand opening scheme of this beautiful super moon, super duper duper. It's a super duper moon. And so oh my gosh, I love this because I am doing the Celtic cross. And here is the King of Pentacles in the feminine form. So the queen is in the king. The queen has taken over the kingdom. This is a material world card. It's the Pentacles. We do have our divine chariot showing us what our spiritual journey is and where we're going, ready to take us. And sometimes it is a slow journey. Sometimes it takes us years to take the first step in a destined journey, because the energies needed to be just right and everything else needed to be perfect in the outside world for us. So this is coming into your power. This is being willing to be abundant, being willing to love yourself, break through the love with yourself, right? So self-love brings all the other loves. So there could be so yeah, it could be ways that you're working with your own finances that you haven't before, where you decided, you're going to invest a little bit more in yourself and you're just going to power through, and look who's coming right along, right beside. Now, I just want to go back to this Lover's card. This is hanging over our head this month. So some of this is inevitable stuff that we're dealing with regardless. And then right after, in our doorway, is the feminine Pentacle Queen King, and here's the King coming right after. So no question, relationships are going to be how are we saying this? The love possibility, the possibility of the expansion in your love arena is very, very favorable, especially if you remember the judgment card is underneath us this month. So, or in this moon cycle. So, it's tempting us, it's daring us not to be judgmental. What if you judged the wrong person in the wrong way and you cut yourself off from the best love affair ever? You know what I mean? Unless it's your intuitive structure telling you there's something wrong, there's nothing wrong. If it's your brain telling you something wrong, you run amok and you got to clear it up. And you got to bring yourself back into a centered state of love where you know that you are working as a divine creature and working through all of your love patterning. Love patterning is changing. So if you've had like really bad luck with love because one thing always happens, somehow you're breaking through that last little loop where you can cut the ties or break the mold and stuff like that. Good for us. That's wonderful. And then a little bit of inner child healing at the same time. So interesting how we came in with the wands to start, which has to do with our own inner development and how we show ourselves to the world. And then, through the spiritual influences and the lack of judgment, the willingness to be in our power and to be vulnerable in who we are and bring our gifts to the world, you could be doing some inner child healing as well. And you could also, if you have children, be spending more time with them and helping them build their esteem in the world and their sense of power in their own ability to be abundant in any way. Like you can make friends that are really good and that's abundant. People can cook for you and that's abundance. And on and on and on. So maybe look at where you are already abundant in your world where you might have forgotten to acknowledge it and you may be judging now, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Well, if it's God divine and it's coming through you, it's divine and it's good for you. Yeah. So oh my gosh, can't believe it. And then we've got the king and the queen card. Jeez, I've never seen this happen. First, the queen is willing to be in her feminine and, work with her masculine. The masculine is willing to just stand alone. And the masculine is willing to feminize in order to empower through heart and solar plexus. So this is our we are doing divine power. I'm going to just say that. Yeah, we are in a divine power moment. So yeah, your esteem building. So if you're down on yourself and you're negative, this is not the time. You got to cut that out. You got to affirm where you are, the golden child, and where the resource is coming from. They could be coming from you, from people, from the street corner. You could be finding money on the street. There could be all kinds of interesting pentacle moments. And then the Knight of Pentacles. So we're going to move with it regardless. This is the part of the Chariot. I feel like it's the struggle between will we use our human will only, or will we channel and integrate our divine will through our human will? This is the ability to take the action I think we're investing in ourselves this month. You're not running around doling money out to everybody else. I think it's more, you may be naturally, if you're a parent, you probably are. But regardless, this is a journey where you're investing and it is long-term investment, but I feel like we get some good short-term satisfaction. And if we've got love around us, we can love our way through the uncertainties. We can love our way through vulnerabilities, and stand strong. Stand strong in the heart and become the power. The integrated, strength. Yeah, sometimes strength is soft, a soft blow, right? It doesn't have to be a hard hit over the head here this month with the moon. All right, so I love you. I love you so very much, so very much. Thanks so much for coming in. It's a nice way to break in the new deck with the super moon in November. So namaste until another day, and we'll see you. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. It's really nice. And see you next time.